Mastium selection has won the gold medal as the best young wine at Interwine 2013, which took place in Guangzhou City. The variety of the grape is 70% Tempranillo, 20% Garnacha, and 10% Mazuelo. The wine remained in fine American oak barrels for 6 months. The grapes come from vineyards owned by the winery in the Rioja Baja. The Tempranillo grapes were harvested during the first half of October, the Garnacha in the middle of October, and the Mazuelo in the first week of November. The alcoholic fermentation was done in a stainless steel tank and lasted 10 days. The racking was done at 15 days of maceration. Red raspberry, clean and bright, fruity aromas are very present that due to the elaboration method. The black fruit and oak are very well conjoined, harmonious on the palate with the correct proportion of alcohol and acidity, savory in the mouth with round tannins, retronasal clean and inviting. Spinola. The variety of the grape is mostly Tempranillo, Cabernet Sauvignon, and Syrah. Selected from the best Spanish vineyards, with an average of 20 years age and rigorously controlled. Grapes are picked off handmade, as the tradition from fathers to sons requires. The grape harvest takes place from October to November, with a special care. During the elaboration process, the best combination of traditional technique and the best woods is used for its aging during 4 months. We would like to emphasize its intense cherry red color. Fruit prevails and it tastes fleshy. It has body, good structure, appropriate acidity, and powerful nuances. Retronasal fresh and clean. Mastium crianza. The variety of the grape is 70% Tempranillo, 20% Mazuelo, and 10% Garnacha. The average age of the wine is over 25 years. Following a meticulous monitoring of the vineyard, the grapes are harvested at optimum maturity. The harvest is done manually by selecting healthy and ripe grapes and rejecting the bad and deteriorated. The harvest was done in mid-October for both the Tempranillo and the Garnacha grapes, and at the end of October through the first week of September, the Mazuelo. The grapes are collected in fruit boxes to avoid any kind of crushing. Fermentation is done in stainless steel tanks with autochthonous yeasts. Upon completion of fermentation, the wine is macerated for at least 10 days. Aging is done in American oak barrels with an average of 5 years of age and remain there for at least 12 months. During this time, the wine is racked 3 times. Once the wine is clean, the wine is bottled and remains in the bottle cellar before going to the market at least for 6 months. Bright ruby red, clean and complex on the nose, harmony of fruit with notable hints in the fine oak, well structured on the palate, savory and balanced, and the wine's own great character and has a long persistence. Complex retronasal, elegant with note of quality wood toast. Mastium Reserva. The variety of the grape is 70% Tempranillo, 20% Mazuelo, and 10% Garnacha. The average age of the wine is over 40 years. Following a meticulous monitoring of the vineyard, the grapes are harvested at optimum maturity. The harvest is done manually by selecting healthy and ripe grapes and rejecting the bad and deteriorated. The harvest was done in middle October for both the Tempranillo and the Garnacha grapes, and at the end of October through the first week of November, the Mazuelo. The grapes are collected in fruit boxes to avoid any kind of crushing. Fermentation is done in stainless steel tanks with autochthonous yeasts. Upon completion of fermentation, the wine is macerated for at least 10 days. Aging is done in American oak barrels with an average of 5 years of age and remains there for at least 18 months. During this time, the wine is raked 3 times. Once the wine is clean, the wine is bottled and remains in the bottle cellar before going to market at least 28 months. Brick red deep covered, clean, complex and with a good intensity of the nose. Red fruit aromas well conjoined with those of the aging, balsam, spices, tobacco and leather. Well structured, tasty, large, soft, but with the character and a good harmony in its flavors, complex and retronasal clean. Cabo Marino Brut. Millésime is the most exquisite brut reserve elaborated during 4 years by our wine cellar from an exclusive selection of Chardonnay and Bura grapes range. This genuine sea of bubbles has an exceptional nature, refinement and complexity as only seas and oceans have. Its bubbles is fine and plenty. It's especially meant for the most demanding tastes. Cabo Marino Brut Rosé, Bubbles of God. Our rosé comes from the best Pinot Noir grape selection. It is a raspberry-colored rosé with still reflections, fine bubbles, which slow evolution rosary remain to the sea tides. It has the fruit aroma and taste of our childhood, recommended for great sailors, ideal for cold and hot courses like caviar and oysters. PX Pedro Ximénez. Our wine is the result of a peculiar process following the noblest handmade method of masters enologists. Elaborated with grape juice from the Pedro Ximénez variety. After its added sugar-free fermentation, it's let out in the sun for a long time and aged in an oak. This process makes our Pedro Ximénez one of the best wines in the world. You can drink it at any time of the day, and it is an excellent combination for authors cuisine mixing bittersweet flavors. It is also a magnificent wine for pairing with dessert, sweets, ice creams, or nuts.
Thank you very much for your attention.